Hello and welcome everybody to the finals here for the Overwatch Watchers Brawl Season Stage Tournament 5. Going to be hopping in with Citizens and Nevermore moving forward. But before we do, for your casting pleasure, you have myself, Sir Waltham, as well as my good buddy Chase, or some of you may know him as Sci-Fight. Sci-Fight, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. It's good to be casting another Grand Finals. I'm interested in this format because we have 2 rounds of best of 3 that'll be determining the champion here. And yeah, Lijiang Tower going to be a really cool first map, but we got a couple of interviews before we start, huh?
Yeah, we absolutely do. We're going to be hopping in. For those of you who are a little bit more familiar with the Watchers Brawl, we usually do 2 interviewees during our finals, usually a representative from both teams. So we're going to be having Pleb from Citizens, going to be the owner of said team. Pleb, how are you feeling today?
Feeling pretty good. I'm pretty excited, you know. Our team has worked really hard to get to the position that we're in, so I'm excited to see a good match today.
Fantastic. And similarly, we're going to be having Careless, the coach for Nevermore. Careless, how about yourself?
I'm doing very well. How about you guys?
I think we are doing extremely well, extremely ready to see this game moving forward. I'm just going to be asking you guys a few questions here, you know, just to kind of get a feel for how the teams are going to be going into this. As we'll start with Careless, but I'll ask both of you the same question. Careless, how's your team feeling going into the game?
We're pretty good. We actually had a really good warm-up scrim where we really got in the zone. We're ready to take on a challenging team and take.
Okay. All right. It's good. I like hearing that. And Pleb, how about yours?
I'm sure we're feeling just as excited. I'm sure we had a great warm-up as well. I didn't have a chance to talk to the team before going into it, but I know they're always super stoked to be going into games like these, especially a finals game.
Yeah, absolutely. We're certainly excited to be having them here with us. Now, I don't want to, you know, have you guys blow your strats on stream or anything like that. It'd be a pretty jerk move to put you in that spot. But I'll just ask a very broad question. Pleb, we'll start with you this time. Are there any maps that you see your team really going to be trying to push for in this 2 sets of best of 3, since, you know, it's basically the map set resets after the best of 3?
As far as individual maps, not really. I think we're constantly working on just like our strats and what we can and can't do on control maps, just because there's a lot to be done. There's a lot of different comps you can run, so I think we're going to be really pushing hard to get those control maps out of the way.
Okay, yeah, we see that a lot. A lot of the control maps are kind of one of the more commonly played maps here, so it makes a lot of sense to hear what you're saying and historically what we've seen. Careless, how about the side of Nevermore? How are you guys going to be approaching the different types of maps here?
Quite honestly, along a lot of the same lines, the control are great majority of the time a big decider in how a lot of the series go for a great number of tournaments, and that's what we've put a lot of work into. And then breaking 2 CPE defenses is a big strength of ours. So.
Okay, yeah. Very good to hear. Going to be definitely something to look forward to. Now, again, into maybe you guys' the prep aspects of your team, the preparation aspects, that is. Careless, did you guys do a whole lot of research onto the side of Citizens? Did you guys review any of their VODs or something, or were you guys focusing more on yourselves?
We most definitely did. The last 3 opponents actually into this tournament, we've did quite a bit of scouting analysis, a lot of discussion about, you know, what we saw them playing, what we felt we could do in response, but also, you know, what we like against specific players, specific playstyles, what our adjustments to our own actions need to be.
Okay, I think that's very proactive. Pleb, what about your team? What about Citizens? Did they study Nevermore at all moving forward, or were they focusing on themselves, their personal performance?
I think a lot of it comes down to individual play. We had some guys studying up, watching VODs, some guys focusing on their individual play, what they think they need to work on and stuff like that. But we definitely, as a team, had a sense of what to expect going into the finals.
Okay, well, hopefully going to be giving us some good surprises here. It always makes for a little bit more exciting gameplay. I know I like casting it when teams just do some wacky stuff that I'm not expecting, and you know, I'm just saying I'm not the biggest fan of 3-3 anymore. It's a little bit of a tiresome thing to cast. So hopefully we're going to see some twists and turns moving forward. But I think we are about ready to go. Chase, did you have any questions for the two leaders of the teams, as I'd say?
Yeah, so, yeah, let me start. So, yeah, you guys have come all this way through this new style of tournament. It's the first one that's been paid, and personally, I've noticed that this competition has been way better in terms of skill than the past few brawls. Every team that has participated, I've noticed, has had an average of 4,000 or above. So, for both of you guys, we'll start with Pleb. How was making the finals personally as your team? And were there any teams that were giving you guys problems throughout this tournament?
I think the biggest teams that were giving us problems were, I mean, definitely Nevermore. That's why they're in the finals, just like us. And then I think Barrow we were a little thrown off at first, but like Ankro ended up saying in his interview, once we kind of got, or maybe, I forget it was Ankro or Default, but once we kind of got our bearing on it, it kind of became a little bit easier and a little bit smoother. But I actually forgot your first part of the question. Just because
how was making the finals? Just overall, how was this tournament?
It was good. It was a good experience. It was a lot of fun. You know, thank you guys for casting and broadcasting the games. That's always fun to see as well. But yeah, overall, it was just a great experience, and you know, I'm looking forward to the next ones.
Nice. And Careless?
Yeah, you know, it's been kind of a big, long underdog story for us. We got sent down into the losers bracket and have come up all the way into grand finals, and it's been a hell of a journey mentally for everybody. But everybody's in good shape right now, and we're looking to make this a good match.
Yeah, you guys have definitely had the longer road, playing a lot more matches to actually get here, and something about compositions wise, I've noticed recently that 3-3 has been kind of phased out from certain maps in particular. We don't have to talk about which ones, because I feel like it's team dependent. But
right,
are there any compositions that your team has tried out in this tournament in particular that have been pretty successful? We'll start with Careless.
Yeah, there are. It's been a lot about, you know, the pick and ban has been pretty important for determining, you know, what gets played on what maps. And anytime we perceive that there's any kind of advantage that we can take with that pick and ban to kind of force, you know, either force the enemy to play a composition that we want them to play, or allow us to play a composition that we want to play, it's been really, really useful. I actually really love this that rule for this tournament. The pick and ban has been really nice for adding some variety to the game.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
I definitely agree. Pleb, I'll restate the question. Were there any compositions that your team has tried in this tournament that have been successful?
I think we tried the clockwork vendetta composition. We kind of just went in there. We were just kind of fooling around with it, and then it ended up working. With our coach, I know he's advocated always for trying new comps and stuff like that when the time is applicable. But yeah, I think that was probably one of the most fun.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. For anyone who isn't familiar in the Clockwork Vendetta composition, we have mostly North American watchers here, but Clockwork Vendetta is a European team. They just participated in Open Division. They won Open Division, then they participated in Trials. They only lost one match in Trials, but they only ended up playing one single composition, which is the Torbjorn May, Arisa, Hog, and 2 support combination. It's basically like Torb May, and it's a really defensive comp, but they play it very aggressively, and it's very fun to see, but it's also completely different from any other composition that we've seen. You're bringing in these 4 characters from Overwatch that aren't really played all the time at all, and it counters Goats. It counters the 3-3, the triple tank, triple support combination very well. So yeah, that's super awesome to hear, Pleb. That'll be it from me for my questions. That's all I got.
Yeah, I think that I am am pretty much tapped out of questions, but I think we're also ready to just about hop into the game here. I know the players look like they might be getting just a bit antsy. But Careless, Pleb, I want to thank you guys for coming down, answering a few questions for us, for sure.
Not a problem.
Definitely. Thank you so much, and thanks
Good
for
luck
hosting
to
the
you guys.
tournament, guys.
Yeah,
No
absolutely.
Good luck to you guys too.
Thank
Best of luck. And with that being said, Chase, we are going to be hopping onto Lijiang Tower to start. What are your thoughts on this map moving forward?
I think it's totally point dependent, and it's kind of a coin flip on which point we get, what comps will be run. But I think that both these teams are very proficient in the 3-3 triple tank, triple support combination that we've been talking about. I don't necessarily think that we'll be seeing the Clockwork combination from Pleb. I know Pleb was talking about it on the side of Citizens, which are going to be the blue side in this matchup. But I don't think that we're going to be seeing it on Lijiang. It's not necessarily the best of control composition maps. And for anyone who isn't listening that doesn't know too much about Overwatch, control map is a very active, it's almost kill based game mode where you have to control this certain point over a period of time and make it all the way to 100%. Then you have to do that twice over the course of 3 separate points. So getting onto Lijiang Tower shortly. Looks like one of the teams is ready. I'm pretty excited about this match.
Yeah, I talk a lot about how it feels like in this tournament, the different kind of control point maps, I'd say maybe with the exception of Oasis, but even still, you get a lot of it there. They have a lot of variety. So we have Ilios in the rotation, we have Lijiang, and we have Oasis. And I think that the compositions we're going to see aren't, standard amongst the entire sub maps, as you were saying. It is very point dependent. And I always talk about how Gardens on Lijiang is one of my favorites because we see Pharah all the time, or it's more common to see Pharah, I should say. And I'm just kind of hoping we might see that a little bit. Not necessarily sure if the teams are going to be bringing out the standard 3-3 or what the case may be there. I think Command Center, you can perhaps try to rely on the fact that there might be a Mei thrown into the mix, because that's one of the more common variants we see.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right, and I know that you love your Pharah as a successful farming yourself, right?
I mean, I don't like to brag, but I do a decent Pharah.
No, you have. I don't watch your stream too often anymore, but I have in the past, and you've gotten some really sick kills on Lijiang Tower Gardens in particular. I watched you a couple times on that particular map. On that particular point, you got a couple of boob kills, and that was really cool to see. So I know you really enjoy this map because it brings you a lot of joy to get those boob kills, and it would too. It would to me too if I actually knew how to play Pharah.
Yeah, well, it comes from some old Team Fortress experience, so certainly some learning curve there. We are still just waiting on Citizens to get their ducks in a row. So if we're not hopping into game immediately, that's why we're not trying to keep you fine people at home away from the action. We're just kind of trying to get things figured out right now. But yeah, do you have any anticipation as to what we might see on any of the other 2 maps? That'd be Night Market or the Command Center. We talked about what we might see at Command Center.
I think that we'll see some Mei from one of the teams. I'm not quite sure which. But the Mei seems to be really prevalent, and it's almost like a coin flip. Like if you can get the first pick, you almost win the point,
right?
100%. Unless your diva randomly eats the blizzard, her ultimate, which is eatable. But if you don't get that, you have to swap, and that sends you really far behind in terms of ults, because then you don't have the diva, you don't have the bomb, which means you don't have a really big insurance plan in case the enemy team has a graviton. So you're really playing with fire when you're playing Mei, but altogether it's not too much of a dangerous comp, because I feel like a lot of teams can fall for it, even if they're really high tier. I feel like Mei is still cheesable at all ranks, right? So I think we'll see it.
Yeah, I would not be shocked either to see it come onto the field. It really is that situation of if you're able to win, there's just, I don't want to make a pun by this, but there's a lot of snowball potential there. Not even because of ults or anything like that, but just because Mei is so good at holding those initial choke points when it comes to the entry, like the enemy team's entry point towards the point, you just can have so much control over it that it can be supremely oppressive.
Yep. And the whole thing about Mei is that her kit allows her to slow down these team fights. I know it's her whole like cold theme, but her wall, the wall that she can build, that is basically like, you're playing Minecraft or like Fortnite and Overwatch, right? You're building a wall to like block people off. It can be broken, but it has quite a bit of health, and it is quite hard to break. So, you really slow down these fights, and then her left click ability allows her to slow people down in a small AoE. So, she makes these fights a lot slower. So you're going to be seeing a lot of people standing around and everything, and then you're going to be seeing a ton of ults being used, and then the fight is over. I'm not necessarily sure if that's a good thing for either teams, but I definitely think that's the case. And the wall is pretty big because, like we were talking about with that control, that command center point in particular, it also works for a night market, right? Because there's that big entrance that people have to go out of in order to get to the point. But in command center in particular, just getting onto the point, there's like a doorway that is the exact dimensions of the wall. So you're just completely blocked out of there, and those walls just stall you for so long. It's almost it's really frustrating sometimes.
Yeah, it absolutely can be. And it's funny because a lot of times it's like speed is the name of the game, but then there's teams, multiple, sometimes singular, who just elect to take that Mei and just throw that notion out the window and say, no, we want to take this fight really slow, or we want to slow down the other team, which I guess still kind of makes the speed thing apply. But it's really funny to see that kind of interaction going forward. But yeah, the thing you said about her just slowing down in every aspect of her kit, it's really crucial. One part of her kit that I do like, it's not so much dealing with the slowdown or the CC that she has, is aside from Zenyatta, I think that she adds perhaps some really decent range with her right clicks. If you're able to get that really sniper Mei style down pat, I think those icicles can do 150 a headshot. So I think that has some extreme potential to kind of move forward and get some good damage and really open up. Like it's not just about getting the damage, but if she can capitalize upon a member, make them weak, then that really kind of forces everybody to refocus. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And we've actually seen it in the Atlantic Showdown earlier today. Mei is super oppressive on command center in particular. Just the walling off is so significant, and I don't think that we're going to be seeing too much else. I don't think that Night Market provides as much hero diversity as some of the other maps. I think that we're going to be seeing 3-3 all around. The question in terms of Night Market comes to like which 3-3 are we going to see, and that is always dependent on the team, right? There's Zen Goats, which is the 3-3 with the Zen support. There's always the Moira, which gets countered a bit by the Zen composition just because the Discord or isn't there, but it provides a lot of short-term like burst healing. And there's also like a couple of other variants that people can stick to, but I think that the Zen variant is going to be the big one. I think that people have been practicing the Zen a lot.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. If I remember correctly, I believe it was Citizens who we saw a few days ago. They were leaning a little bit on that Ana, particularly on maps like Hollywood, and so I think that's something we might potentially see come forward. And the Ana has some great potential with the anti-nade to just negate a lot of that Zen trance. So I think that might be a play we see if high ground is going to become a valuable resource for certain maps.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's going to be Gardens, which is super awesome to see. Both these teams are ready. Yeah, I'm excited. I honestly have seen Citizens play in the North American Open Division playoffs. They didn't make the... what was that? They didn't end up making trials, which was unfortunate for them, but they did rather well in the playoffs and in Open Division. I believe their score was 10-1, so pretty solid there. If not, it was 9-2. And yeah, I'm interested to be seeing what either of these teams are providing. It looks like we're going to be seeing a pharmacy combo coming out from the side of Citizens, which is super interesting, and it's looking like Maygoats on the side of Nevermore.
Yes.
I think the DBS composition from Citizens is going to lead for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I love seeing the Pharah, as we were talking about just a little bit before, but we're going to get right into it. Rack Attack going to be raining just a little bit of damage down onto the side of Nevermore. Not getting too much damage and nothing that's unrecoverable, however. Going to be taking a Discord Orb, going to be pulling back just a little bit. Default getting brought dangerously low. That is a very good shot. We're going to have to be seeing them play a little bit more carefully here while they get healed back up. It looks like the entire team of Nevermore just really kind of trying to saddle up, try to figure out where they want to go, how they want to take it. Get on the point, but the kills are going to come through. That is absolutely massive. Salieri going to be getting killed by It's Math Pro with the boot, but that's not going to be enough. It's just going to be Rory on the point, and with that, it's going to go in favor of Citizens.
Yeah, and what a great boop. They were completely waiting for it. They got the boop from the Wrecking Ball from Salieri, and Rack Attack was able to finish that up with the Concussive Blast as well. Already up to 83% on the Pharah here. Looks like they're going to swap off a bit. They're just going to have Rack Attack on the Pharah. No, they're going to swap off completely and go for the full Goats composition. Juice Ice on the side of Nevermore saw the swap and had swapped to Reinhardt as well. So we're going to be with the mirror compositions here. Triple tank, triple support. Oh no!
Ooh, Icro going to be getting the whip shot onto It's Math Pro. Another boop kill, this time from a Brig. That's going to be massive. And now we're seeing that it's looking like Citizens going to get a little bit of swag in their stuff. They're going to get really aggressive on this. They're going to get pushing, and it's going to be Vanguard getting the DMAC as probably the last kill of this team fight.
Wow, that's a tilter. This is a tilter of a match. This is like psychological warfare right here. So many boop kills off the side of Citizens, and it just seems like they're playing with their food at this point. Juice Ice, though, however, off the side of Nevermore, almost has the Earth Shatter up to 75%. That's a lot, considering he only just swapped a little while ago. Control point up to 60% means they need to make this fight worth it. This might come down to the second to the last fight.
Yeah, this is going to be It. Salieri also having a lot of charge up on that Earth Shatter. We're going to be seeing Juice Ice step on the point. Earth Shatter coming out, not going to be landing on anything. It looks like it was caught by the environment there. And we're going to be seeing the fight still break out. Not a lot going down, but the beat comes out from It's Math Pro, as I say that, landing on the full 6. The grab going to be netting a fat 5 members of the team are from Citizens. Salieri getting It's Math Pro. That's going to be a little bit of healing that's taken away from the team. But now the return grab coming out from the side of Rory. This might be what they needed. They're getting the kills. And in fact, it's starting to go in favor for them. And it's looking like they might have some possession here. They just need to get frosted off, and they are.
Yeah. Both teams with 90% on their Rhines all charge already. Means that there's been a lot of Earth Shatters in this match already. The Transcendences from both teams really healing a ton. We have the Graviton Surge coming out from default a little sooner than one from Mirwar, possibly. The beat from Camboya off the side of Citizen is going to be huge too. I think they might be able to just take this in one fight, but they're really positioning around. They want to make sure that this Earth Shatter is really useful for this next engagement. Tony running low already.
Yeah, they're going to get really aggressive with the Shatter trying to come out from Juice Ice, but it's going to get shield bashed. The return Shatter coming out from Salieri going to be picking up 3. That is fat. Rory and It's Math Pro going to be dying because of it. The grab coming out not going to be useful for much other than trapping Vanguard and Tony, but with that is going to be just enough for Citizens to get the flip.
Are they going to touch? I don't think they will. Nope. That'll be it.
We see the emergency swaps come through. Essel on the Hammond as well as Juice Ice on the Winston. It's gonna not quite be enough despite going on to those divier characters, and that's gonna be the first point going in favor of the Citizens.
Yeah, very solid matchup for them. I loved the swap up as soon as they saw that the Pharah got a ton of value. They didn't use the ultimates, which was, to be honest, fairly respectful. I don't think that Rack Attack's Pharah would have been as useful. Even with the barrage, it's just not as effective against the 3-3 matchup. The D.Va's going to zone you completely. And we've talked about this. Vanguard's going to be running the Mei. To respond to this, Rack Attack is going to be on the Ana and not the Zen. So going to have a lot more burst healing and going to have those team winning capability with the anti-healing grenade here. Vanguard already being poked down.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing Juice Ice really take the lead coming out of the center. The wall coming out from Vanguard not going to quite be landing anybody out of position just enough. Essel getting anti-nated. That might be crucial. Not going to quite get brought down. The call for a pause is being brought out by Rack Attack. Don't know if there was a disconnect issue or some hardware problems.
We're right back in it, though. Oh.
Yeah, still calling for the pause. Going to be hanging on to it for just a moment, but we see already the kills are going in favor of Nevermore moving forward. And that was, I mean, I'm not too surprised with what we saw given the Mei walls coming through.
Yeah, looks like we got a bit of a lag spike coming from default and maybe some packet loss. I know that some of the NA Trials players have been receiving that as well. So, and kind of unfortunate because they're going to end up losing this fight almost pretty handedly too. I don't think there's a way back into that. It's going to be going to Nevermore. Yeah,
it's going to be Frosted just trying to get out of there, going to get whip shot off the map by Essel. And as you said, that's going to be Nevermore taking it.
Yeah, that's pretty solid too. Essel already has the ultimate. We almost have the Transcendence from Tony as well. Wow, he's going to farm that up like a madman. But on the side of Nevermore, nope. On the side of Citizen, Salieri with the Ear Shatter might get some value. Rack Attack almost building the Nano Boost for either the Zarya or the Reinhardt. I have a feeling we might be seeing it on the Zarya just for some extra ult charge. Yeah, just need to be careful about these Mei walls. That Mei wall is huge.
Ooh, Salieri going for the Earth Shatter, gonna be brought down by its Math Pro. That's going to be valuable. And once again, we're seeing aggression come out. This side is going to be from the side of Nevermore. They're really getting up into the face of Citizens, but Citizens gonna be able to pull back.
Yep, and a huge Mei wall coming out. They need to come into these fights together. And Frosted on the Sombra here is a big deal, but you know they need to get out of this wall. Get out of this doorway. Just move. All right. The wall's misused. That's totally fine. They can enter on their free will now. Need to be careful of Juice Ice's Shatter though. They don't have much.
Yeah, they do still have that nano boost for Salieri, I imagine, but the grab going to be coming out from as well, the Mei, and that's going to be crucial, going to be freezing Salieri in place with that nano.
Oh.
Nano's not going to matter if they're taken down, it's frozen in place. That is brutal. It's still going to be Nevermore holding the point.
Yeah, and I think that might come to the last map here, to the last fight. We have the ice wall thrown in. That might just lead them off, and I don't know if they're going to be able to touch this. If they do touch, Frosted has the EMP. Going to try to sneak around to cap, but they need to be careful of this wall again. It's been so effective in these fights. There's the EMP. It's a 6-man.
A fat EMP going to be landing on everybody but Tony. Tony popping that Transcendence, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough as member after member is going to be falling. And now we're going to start seeing Citizens get some point progress here, and not a moment too soon.
Yep, and Default has the Graviton Surge for this next fight. As long as it's not Eden, and Vanguard is swapping to that D.Va. You don't want to play Mei when you are down in these points, when you are basically attacking these points. So, but they need to be very defensive of these Graviton. This is a big Grav.
Yeah, big Grav coming out from Default. That is going to be massive. Salieri building. And in fact, down because of it. And now Citizens again getting into the face of Nevermore this time. They're going to be driving them, not even all the way back to spawn. They're going to be driving them to the grave.
And that was huge. That, you know, charged all of their other ultimates, right? They just had Default's Graviton and everyone else was sitting at, you know, 30, 40%. Now all of them are at 100%, and it's just Camboyo not having the ultimate with Default. So, going to be huge. Graviton coming through, though. Salieri. Oh my god, amazing MP! You okay there, Sir Waltham?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of abilities nerfed from the side of Nevermore. That is a massive value EMP. A good response from Rory's grab, I'd say.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Good EMP. I think they used a little too much, but they did use the grab out of your war, and that's going to be that fight. Default coming on to another Graviton Surge. But Juice Ice has the Shatter. Not too much to play with from either of these teams. A lot of these teams really running into these econ pushes, but this might very well be the last fight here.
Yeah, both teams gonna have to be very careful playing here, but the hack goes on to Juice Ice, who gets bubbled for their troubles. Still going to be receiving the hack at the end of the bubble, though. Gonna be brought precariously low, but healed back up. And Frosted on this high ground just being an absolute nuisance. Getting another hack.
Oh,
The
no.
grab coming out from Default, not looking like it's gonna net too much, but it does take out Rory. And the big slam coming in from Juice Ice, that might be valuable. A lot of ults gonna be popped off here. EMP, Transcendence, Diva Bombs all over the place. Now the Lucio Sound Barrier. Salieri going to be throwing down the Earth Shatter. Only Vanguard going to be falling. However, it's not followed
Oh, no.
up. Salieri getting the pin. That is valuable. Einkrog going to be switching onto the Doomfist just for the stall, as will Rory, but it's not going to quite be enough. This is going to need to be it. The cleanup needs to be here from the side of Nevermore, and they might take this map. It's looking like they will.
Oh, I think they won the fight, but they just didn't end up touching the point, and the objective wasn't there. Frosted didn't get there in time. That's super unfortunate from them. And Nevermore's going to take that point. It's going to be 1-1. We're going to go to Night Market, my favorite map.
Yeah, there's still a lot of boot potential here at Night Market. Of course, the entire, well, half the point surrounded by essentially a giant cliff to just throw your enemies off of. And I would not be surprised if we saw a little bit of a divier comp here, but I anticipate it might still be a little bit reliant on the triple-triple.
Yep. We're both wrong. It's
Interesting.
we're actually going down to Citizens are going to be playing the same comp that they were playing in the first point on Gardens, and Nevermore are going to be playing the same comp that they were playing on Command Center. So it's the Maygoats versus the quad DPS combination. And this is super interesting. They're going to swap, seeing the compositions. Both teams are going to swap. Juice Ice going to be playing the Winston. Vanguard's still on the main. No, Juice Ice going back to the Reinhardt. It's just going to be Maygoats versus the regular goats. And that was quite some mind games right there.
Yeah, definitely. But it's Juice Ice getting a big double kill with that Fire Strike, and it's perhaps not going to be it perhaps will be enough, as we see Nevermore going to be capping point. However, Citizens were able to get a little bit of progress, but not quite enough. The kills just did not go in their favor to start.
Yeah, great wall coming from Nevermore to shut both of those tanks down. That was an amazing wall. And the Fire Strike from Juice Ice comes through. They're going to get the stagger onto Rack Attack too. And Juice Ice already up to 75% with this Reinhardt Earth Shatter. Going to be huge coming to this next fight. I love seeing these aggressive Reinhardts play.
Yeah, very aggressive indeed. We're going to be seeing the Reinhardts going for Fire Strikes, not going to be quite landing anything. Salieri trying to play this corner, not really finding a whole lot because of it. Still just trying to use those Fire Strikes to gain a little bit of charge. Juice Ice just swinging at either of the chokes, trying to get any progress. But the boops and knocks coming around from both sides. We're going to be seeing the wall come up from Vanguard. He then throws in the Blizzard. That might be crucial. Salieri going to be getting the Earth Shatter, but perhaps not going to be able to survive that long. But the bubble comes in. That is a massively saving bubble. Rory going to be taking them down in the end as well. The Transcendence from Tony coming up just to keep their team healthy, wealthy, and wise. But now the grab coming out in response from the side of Default, who does fall after that. Kills are going back and forth, but it's still looking like Nevermore going to be holding point for the time being.
Yeah, Rory's doing super well on this. Zarya didn't even have to use the Graviton Surge, and the Graviton Surge coming out from Citizens with almost no value because of Tony's Transcendence there. It was amazing, you know, seeing that put together. They have some ult charge for the next fight. They have the wall to stall this out, to slow these team fights down like we were talking about. There's the Graviton Surge with the bomb coming through. Nope.
And not going to be landing anything. However, the sound barrier is going to both teams. It's going to be a 6-man on both sides. The pin going on to Juice Ice from Salieri, who then gets frozen. Not going to be landing any kills from either of those interactions. However, Juice Ice making a dangerous charge almost off the cliff. Camboyo going to be getting the actual kill off the cliff, though, on the Isol. And the swings coming through now. It's now starting to tip in favor of the Citizens. Default going to be killing their counterpart, and lots of kills coming through. It's just going to be cleanup, and they will finally flip the point once again with the Nevermore landing on the 99%.
Yep, so Citizens going to take that. They have a bunch of ultimates to boot as well, and Nevermore kind of used too much coming to that next engagement. They have Vanguard's Blizzard, but is that going to be enough for a team fight win? I don't think it is, because we have Rack Attack's Transcendence to really save them all. Just depends on if they get bursted or down or not. I don't think. Ooh, beautiful wall though. Oh no, that didn't trap any of them.
Yeah, not going to allow them to go directly into the courtyard as they might have wanted. They're going to be perfectly willing on the side of Citizens to take that fight. Going to be getting many kills. Vanguard only taking down Salieri. Going to be getting killed as soon as the May wall comes up. But that's not going to be a problem as they die after the wall comes up anyway.
Yeah, and not a lot of ults being charged off of the side of Nevermore. This is looking kind of concerning for them. We're up to 51% here, and yeah, with the Graviton coming in next and the potential self-destruct from the Diva from Frosted, I think they have this in the bag. Here we go.
Yeah, the grab going to be coming out. However, the response coming through from Vanguard to drop that Blizzard is not going to be finding anything, as I'm absolutely bad with the flail. And right now we're seeing just once again the aggression come out from Citizens to push back the side of Nevermore.
Yeah, I don't know if the rally was really the best thing. I thought Rack Attack's Transcendence was alright, but now Rari has the Graviton. And this might swing the other way, to be honest. They just need to make sure that they use the bomb defensively. What we've been seeing from a lot of these 3-3 compositions is when you are Graviton, you use the bomb in on your own thing. Here's the bomb, actually trying to go into the air. Doesn't get anything, it's too high. Oh no!
But the nice shatter coming in from Salieri, going to be cleaning up, or coming in from Juice Ice, going to be cleaning up Salieri and Eincro. And the kills are starting to go in favor. There needs to be somebody on the point. It's going to be Camboyo just hopping around a little bit just for the stall, but the point will be flipped for Nevermore, but this fight does not seem to be quite over yet. The wall coming out from the May going to be separating the side of Default from getting a whole lot of damage poured through there. Frosty going to be getting demexed in the meantime. It's MathPro really just trying to do a little bit of harassment. Going to be throwing him off the map, or with a couple left clicks it seems. The pin trying to come out from Salieri, not going to be netting anything. The combo grab, the grab shatter coming through, and it's going to allow Citizens to flip it back.
Wow, that was so clutch! And it's going to go completely in Citizens' way, just 180. That was amazing. And they're going to take that first map in this 2-series best of 3. I'm speechless. That was just completely out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was a lot of back and forth, if I had to say.
The very last fight, too?
Yeah, that was, you could not ask for a more intense match if you're asking me.
Oh my god, I'm so glad we got an instant replay of that. That was amazing coming from Rack Attack. What a clutch Transcendence that he actually just pinned up. Then they were able to stack Default's Graviton and Salieri's Shatter to just completely wombo combo Nevermore. I have never seen such clutch play coming from the Watchers, but that was some clutch play.
Yeah, I imagine that looking at just that game, we're going to be seeing Citizens and Nevermore perhaps a little closer than they were the first time around. So definitely going to have to think that, that you know, these teams are going to be going tooth and nail for each other in this series moving forward.
Oh yeah, this is probably our closest series of the tournament. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Both these teams looked very polished, and I don't even think it was Nevermore's fault that they ended up getting wombo comboed at the end of there. I think that their Reinhardt shield had just gone down, and unfortunately that's just what happens when your Reinhardt shield goes down. You just have to manage it a little better, but incredible play. Looks like Vanguard off the side of Nevermore is going to pick Hanamura. We're going to be banning Junkertown as a map type as well, so we're going to be seeing some 2CP.
Yeah, and what this also tells me is that we won't be seeing, or we don't have that much of a chance of seeing the pirate ship Junkertown going to be banned. So less likely for that to come out. But yeah, the Hanamura, I like putting this forward because it's not so common anymore, but I still think it has its opportunities. You can still see the May defense here. The May triple or the May substitution into the triple is not unheard of here. I think that if you're able to get that first point locked down, if you're really able to manipulate those kinds of situations, it's certainly something we might be seeing here. Although I think that something along the lines of perhaps a sim attack or the bunker comp also with Baptiste and Bastion has also been seeing a little bit more play. So I think both of those kind of contenders for what we might be seeing moving forward.
Yep, I definitely agree. I think we might be seeing some bunker. I think that bunker kind of underestimates goats though, or some other kind of triple or quad DPS comps. And what we've seen from Citizens is that They are not afraid to be running triple or quad DPS. They will swap if you're playing any other composition. So they do try and go for some scouting, which I really love, because they want to get into these like final matchups. They want to get the right amount of ultimates. But wow, just I am speechless to that last fight, that last point. Oh my god.
Yeah, that one was definitely a doozy for sure. Hopefully we're going to be seeing more intense plays coming through like that once more. I always like to talk about how Hanamura and assault maps in general always seem to be a team either like gets immediately wins, or we see like 6 points come out from both sides, or some ridiculously high number of points. So this could either be a quite long map or perhaps a very short one. Very rarely do we see that kind of middle ground. I'm gonna sacrifice my voice as a caster and say I'd prefer seeing the long one, seeing some more of that play we saw on Lijiang.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna be getting into it. We saw the Mercy be banned. Super exciting. That means that we're not going to be seeing too much of the bunker, and if we see the bunker, it's going to be that Baptiste and Ana bunker. It also means that the Pharah Mercy combination is now moot. So yeah, Mercy will be banned. They'll be saving Lucio off of the side of Citizens, and yeah, that tells you everything that they need to. It's that they want to run goats and they don't want you to play Pharah Mercy, right?
Yeah, and it's worth noting that the Mercy is going to be banned on both sides, not just onto one or the other, but also without the Mercy, little less likely to see some Widowmaker. Not that we see it a whole lot here on Hanamura, but you know, that Mercy able to get that damage boost onto the Widow can be so lethal, so crucial, giving perhaps just a little bit more damage to get those one-shot headshots with less charge time, or even getting that easy res because the Widowmaker is so far out. Something along those lines, it's not going to be as predominant this time around.
Mm-hmm. You're right. It also, the Mercy also enhances the Widowmaker. It's not as effective as the Pharah because the Pharah gives splash damage, but yeah, you do have that like one-shot kill potential from the Widowmaker, and you do a ton of damage to tanks when you're buffed up with that healing. When you get a headshot, you do an amazing amount of damage. Looks like they're going to be running the goats with the Symmetra here, going to try and teleport themselves onto the point in just a moment. I think they might back up. Yeah, it looks like the Symmetra is going to back up. They see the Winston goats coming out from the side of Citizens. They're going to be swapping to the D.Va, just going to be playing some classic goats.
Yeah, they may have been expecting a little bit more stationary of a comp.
Ooh, nice move.
That much, but we're going to be seeing the fight break way here. Frost is going to be brought dangerously low, needs to be very Salieri's bubble shield not going to be able to block too much damage. However, they will get brought back up. Going to be seeing Nevermore take this inside building area, going to be just trying to rotate for the time being, but it's going to be Salieri putting a lot of electricity into the enemy team. Tony and Isol both taking an anti-nade. Isol's going to be picked up because of it, but that will also be accompanied by a death on the side of Salieri. A sleep on the Vanguard, that's going to be a lot of damage mitigation that cannot be brought by the D.Va. And then an anti-nade because of that. Rack Attack really seeing that opportunity and opening it up. Frost is going to be taking out Tony. It is not looking good for the attacking team here. Ironcrow cleaning up Juice Ice, and that might be it. The sleep onto the Lucio, just in case he didn't see enough sleep darts this time around. And really, yeah, it's just another hold from Citizens.
Yeah, and Juice Ice did really get a ton of value on the Reinhardt, was forced to shield almost all that poke down, but the Rack Attack's anti-nade went through, and that destroyed the side of Nevermore there. We see the Graviton Surge from Rory coming out. It gets yeeted. It's going to get Ankro.
Yeah, it does also get default. That is a good opening here. A little bit too aggressive, perhaps, from the side of Nevermore. But we're going to be seeing Salieri take down Tony. And now the Primal Rage coming out. That's going to buy a lot of safety here. However, there is another anti-nade coming in from Rack Attack. Vanguard getting brought dangerously low. Nothing to keep them up. The rally coming out, this time from the side of Isol. Going to be going around. It's looking like the sustain might not be there from Citizens. The D.Va Bomb not going to be finding anything either. Frosted really needed to use that to make the turnaround happen. Frosted going to be getting bullied before they can even get onto point. The shield bash coming through. A big sound barrier. 6 going to be landing on each side. Salieri and Rack Attack getting knocked down by the Earth Shatter. Neither one getting closed upon because of it, however. And we're going to still see just a lot of point presence for the side of Nevermore, and we're going to be seeing Citizens jump onto point. Juice Ice getting taken down because of that. That is going to be a tough spot for Nevermore. They have to really be playing carefully here, especially with Salieri on this Primal. Tony and Isol getting brought dangerously low. Tony going to be shooting the health back, but not Isol. Isol going to be brought down by default with their counterpart in Tony, and that's it. It's looking like it's going to go for Citizens.
Default with the triple. Oh man, he's been putting in a ton of work. Both Zaryas have been so proficient in this matchup, and Rory's already back to another grab. I thought that the grab would have gotten so much value that they wouldn't have been able to stall, but Salieri, with that Winston Primal Rage thrashing him out, was able to take down a couple of people, stall the point, make sure that they had the health to really take it on. Here's Nano Boost.
Ooh, a big sleep on the Juice Ice, just a little less swinging capabilities coming through. Salieri going for the dive, but getting knocked back by Camboyo and Eincro with their cooldowns. Gonna not be able to get too much damage, but doing a solid job of holding this choke. Salieri just being so oppressive here. Gonna be pulling back for the time being. Eincro and Rack Attack also brought dangerously low, but this is off the back of a Diva Bomb. Gonna be finding Vanguard, and that baby Diva will be dead. It is Diva Bomb kill for Diva Bomb killed. Frosted also going to be taken out of mech because of that. Salieri once again popping this Primal, just stalling out a little bit onto point. Tony, however, using the Transcendence to keep everybody up. The grab coming out. Tony still having that Transcendence up for the majority of it, but it's not going to be able to save Isol. We're going to be seeing the Hammond come out now. Juice Ice getting the pill onto Eincro. They need to start turning these kills around. Can it happen for the side of Nevermore? It's looking a little bit pessimistic here, especially with Frosty getting that big 3K. That is going to be tough. It is just a little bit of stall coming through from Vanguard, and it doesn't look like it's going to go for them.
Holy moly, you have a stall trying to come out, but I don't know if it's going to be good enough.
Yeah, it will be Isol getting killed before they can touch point, and with that, it's going to be a pretty decent hold coming through from Citizens, just giving up just a tick and a half.
Nice. That was solid coming from Citizens. Very scrappy fights, but ultimately a really good defensive play, I was going to say maneuver. Salieri with the Winston is just doing so much work, weaving in and out of these fights, making sure he's not taking too much damage. Playing Winston into the Reinhardt Goats has got to be one of the hardest things to do in this game, other than like playing a Zen versus like double sniper, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's incredible the amount of times we saw Salieri pop that Primal just to buy a little bit of stall onto the point, just to give their team a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of a reprieve, and it really paid off.
It really did. We're going to see possibly the swap back, but on the side of Nevermore, it's looking like the Mei Goats, and that's totally fine. The Mei is pretty prevalent on this map. The wall going to be able to block people out, and yeah, looking good coming out from Vanguard and co. I'm interested to see what the attack will be from Citizens. They only have to win one fight, really.
Yeah, one fight, and it can be all over for the side of Nevermore. And we talked a little bit, or you talked a little bit, Chase, about the double sniper comp coming out. Tony, I'm pretty sure not going to have to worry about that for too much. Might just be for scouting coming out here. Default, as we see, going to be switching onto that Zarya. Team's going to be running out, but we're not seeing the triple comp come out from Citizens. They might be trying to run something a little bit different here.
Yeah, it will be the Sombra with the Ana type.
Yeah, it's going to be Rack Attack trying to get those anti-nades, not quite able to land it. Both teams going to be butting heads at the point, neither really giving the other one an opening. Vanguard being very cautious, however, it's going to be Frosted applying a little bit of pressure onto the point. Because of that, Essel going to have to do a little bit of a pullback. Juice Ice getting stunned and continually stunned, then charged by Salieri. Salieri cleaning up the kills here, and although the hack does go onto its Math Pro, doesn't look like that is going to quite be enough to hold out for the defense. It's looking like that might be an easy win for Citizens.
Yeah, great map. They're going to win that best of 3 solidly. We're going to be going to a second best of 3 with the maps in tow. Congratulations to Citizens for that first best of 3 win. Solid.
Yeah, it was. They looked. I would be willing to say a little bit better there than they did on Lijiang. Still won, but they just seem to have a little bit more dominance over Nevermore on these assault style maps as opposed to the control point where it's a little bit more brawly and hectic.
Yeah, they played that patiently. I'm going to give the MVP of that specific series to Salieri. Playing that Winston so well, and then we see the swap up to the Reinhardt that was just so efficient. I managed to get that pin from the house, from the shrine area out of nowhere, and was able to get the opponent Reinhardt, pin him down. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. They were able to take that map just off of that pin. Oh, and then he got this fire strike that gets the kill on the brig.
Yeah, it's tough to recover, especially if you're on defense once you lose those two members, especially with the walk back time on first point. It's just it's a grim prospect. One sadly that Nevermore not quite able to recover from, but there's always the second series moving forward. Once again, maps and hero bands will be resetting, which means that Junkertown now back in, as well as our previously played maps, Lijiang and Hanamura, are going to be in the rotation as well.
Yep, and we're going to be going to the second best of 3, like I said. Interested to see what happens. Both the map pool and the hero bands are reset. I was wrong. The map pool is reset, so we're going to be seeing maybe some crazy maps. Maybe we'll see more Lijiang? Question mark. I don't want to, but we might.
Yeah, after that performance, given that it is Nevermore's choice of map, I honestly would not expect them to be too willing to play another assault style map. Hanamura just did not seem like their comfortable ground. That being said, they might have a little bit different. Their results may vary as it goes with Anubis and Paris. Those kind of play a little bit differently, particularly on the first point. With the Anubis having a little bit more sniper favor and Paris, of course, being the bunker hell that it can occasionally be. But I think it'd be a little bit of a foolish gambit to try to run Hanamura again if you're on the side of Nevermore, unless you're really planning on changing things up.
Yeah, we'll see what the map is for the next pick. It's gonna be Nevermore's choice, and I think they're thinking long and hard about this. This could come down to the last couple of maps here if Citizens just dominates, and we've seen Citizens be so dominant in this particular finals. They've kind of swept through all of the competition despite this being a very high SR tournament, and like I've said, they've had a lot of experience. Not a lot of their team has changed since they've come through Open Division playoffs, and it certainly shows. They're experienced in playing against a lot of different teams. Nevermore, on the other hand, they seem to be they have fought through the losers bracket, but I don't think that they have as much experience as Citizens it does, and this might just come down to like specific experience, and Nevermore had picked Hanamura,
Right.
and yet they seem sloppy on it. That was just so unexpected.
Yeah, that is a tough spot. And even if you look at it statistically, Nevermore taking a lot more maps and taking a lot more map losses in previous games, going 3-2 against Baron now, as well as Skyburn. So they're a little bit shaky even in the fights even in the series they did win previously. It was still a struggle for them. Citizens not looking as flawed. Baron now the only team able to score a map off of them. They said that really shook them. So I think that if Nevermore can really kind of strike blood here from Citizens, it might rattle their cages enough to kind of turn the tides a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly will. We're going to be seeing Hollywood on these on this next map here. No hero bans. So every map, every pick eligible. I don't think that we're going to be seeing something crazy, although we might see some triple and quad DPS compositions versus the bunker comp if it comes down to on the first point. But on the second and third points, I definitely think what we're going to be seeing is the triple tank, triple support that has been so prevalent in these past couple months.
Yeah, that's if I was anticipating it, I would say that's probably a good wager. As I mentioned before, it was Citizens we watched a few days ago who were really leveraging that Ana on the high ground rack attack, if I'm not mistaken. just really trying to utilize that high ground, especially against a Zenyatta Ghost comp, where the healing is already kind of meager because they don't have what would, I guess, in previous meta terms be considered a main healer. It's just the Zen, the Brig, and the Lucio. It can be crippling if you land, especially if you land that Antinade on people, which that high ground really gives you the opportunity to.
Oh yeah, it certainly does. And I think that Nevermore's win condition coming back, I think there's definitely a chance. They've shown themselves in this tournament from the losers bracket very early on that they're able to claw things back. They're able to claw these defeats back. They are untiltable to a certain degree. I think they really need to enable Rory, this Zarya player. They have been so good coming to these next couple of matches, Rory in particular, and I feel like they just need to enable him. For anyone that is a little confused, Yirwar, the YR, is Rory backwards. I had realized that halfway through map 1. Thank you, Sir Waltham.
It's all right. It happens to the best of us.
You made me learn. You didn't even tell me. You just kind of.
I believe that
you said Rory, and I was like, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it.
I believe man's growth comes best from within. I'm trying to help all of us be better. Is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be a jerk. But interesting. I'm liking the comp that might be coming out from Nevermore. Although this is
me too. I love it. Please don't swap.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't swap.
And they're going to be rolling with it. Not quite 4 DPS.
I think that if they take the on out, which is Rack Attack has been doing amazing. But if they take him out, this composition is pretty much over. Goats is gone without their main healer, and I don't think Kembo is going to have much. Ooh.
Yeah, it's Math Pro going to be taken down fairly early by Frosted, and it's going to look like a little bit of a pullback. However, we're going to be down Camboyo. That is a pretty decent headshot, but Juice Ice not quite able to pull back in time. Still seeing just a little bit of peppering come in from the Pharah played by Essel right now. And it's really slow going for these teams.
Yeah, they need to be more aggressive coming from Citizens here. Rory has a ton of ult charge. Almost has the Infrasight there, and yeah. Juice Ice trying to go for something. They managed to get the DMAC. It's good.
Frosted going to be taken out of mech. However, Salieri by the team going to just swing for the fences. This has been a player we've seen frag a lot on Reinhardt, and that's it.
Amazing play coming from him. Able to be nano boosted and they're just playing so aggressive. Frosted, however, goes down out of mech, hoping to probably reset. Needs to be careful of the Infrasight though. That's going to be coming out on this attack.
Yeah, absolutely. The Sleep Dart comes out, it sounded like, from Rack Attack, and Essel having the team right where they want him in that confined base that might be a little dangerous to go against a Pharah with. The Dragon's coming out, but Frosted gonna eat it. That's gotta be so frustrating for Vanguard. The Rocket Barrage coming out, however, default going to be melting down Essel in exchange for their own life, as well as Salieri. Perhaps not the trade you wanted, and now we're gonna be seeing Nevermore get a little bit more progress here. Diva Bomb gonna be coming out. Ooh. Frosted taking down Rory, and it looks like it's going to be Citizens able to reclaim point for the time being. Yeah, we do see the trance coming out just to save Juice Ice, it looked. Vanguard taking down Frosted's baby form. And it's looking like the side of Nevermore not wanting to lay off the gas. The grab coming out, that's going to be very dangerous. The pin going in from Salieri going to be taking down Vanguard as well. The follow-up onto Tony. And really, Rack Attack just being such a menace to this Pharah and mercying this guy, but Juice Eye's gonna be trying to clean up here. And Juice Eye's taking the pin for their team. However, going to be focused down because of it. Frosted going to be knocking them down. It's Math Pro going for the res. This fight has just felt like one long 2-minute scrim. The mine's going up top off of Juice Ice. Peculiar might not be able to find a whole lot of claim there. And really, this is just getting a bit lengthy. Rory gonna be taking down a Rack Attack, and that's what you need. This time the Dragon's gonna be going out for the side of Vanguard, and now the kills might start to come through for the side of Nevermore.
Maybe?
Yep. That is the Rocket Barrage, but Essel gets taken down by Default. Default, the only one left on point, trying to buy just as much time as possible. It's finally gonna go to Nevermore.
Okay. This has been a clown fiesta, alright? I'm not gonna say anything less. These two teams have been playing very scrappy, and I think that goes to the chance of their comps, right? They're playing these quad DBS comp, which is a very fragile composition that, you know, when one of their DBS dies, they can still try to maintain picks. However, they're going to stay on this comp. And I don't think that Juice has been doing too well on this Wrecking Ball, but there's the Nana boost.
Yeah, the first few kills coming out, Salieri and Frosted taking out the two snipers respectively. And it's going to be, once again, the chase. Citizens, we've seen consistently, they get aggressive here.
Yeah. Ooh. Big stagger. I can't believe Rory is still on this Widow. It's kind of unbelievable.
And the Diva Bomb going to be coming out from Frosted. Getting the Vanguard taking down Rack Attack as well. Numbers not looking too favorable for the side of Citizens, but it is still the onus on Nevermore to just even get out of point. Another kill going on to Eincrow, this time Vanguard knocking the arrows into the chest of the Shield Maiden. And now it's looking like Citizens on the back foot, pulling back just a little bit.
Wow, yeah, like, this is so back and forth, and you know, the Wrecking Ball on both sides really disrupting a ton. Salieri has been doing very well. Juice Ice, both of them have the minefields. Here's the minefields coming out. It might get its Math Pro. No. They managed to fly away. Here we go.
Yeah, minefields now coming out from Juice Ice as well. Mine's going to hit on range characters, the far of the snipers, but it's going to be a pullback from Nevermore. You think they might have liked to keep those mines. The return slam coming from Juice Ice, but they may be punished for it instead of just choosing to get out. They're going to be the one person to make it out of here alive. And again, using aggression.
That's where you swap. This is where you swap. I'm going to swap. Yeah, we're swapping. Okay. Please swap. It was so sloppy, and the Widow really wasn't getting enough attention because it wasn't being pocketed by a Mercy. It wasn't on the high ground. Just not getting too much value from Rory. Rory's going to stick to his Zarya, and Frosted looks like getting caught out a bit out of position. Graviton coming through.
Yeah, it's going to be Tony getting the first kill, the DMAC I should say, but the kill is still going to be going in favor of Citizens. Not even Nevermore get through this choke. That is crucial.
Yeah, brilliant play coming out of Default, and that Graviton search was solid. We're up to 35 seconds, so this attack not going too well off the side of Nevermore. They really need to step it up. I would have wanted to see them swap to the 3-3 composition a while back, and as the mines come through, we'll see how this team play goes.
Yeah, Tony going to be popping that Transcendence just to get the mines out of the way. However, they do need... It is still a ways out. They have about 12 seconds. Salieri taking out Rory. That is going to be an expensive kill, but Default also falling on their side. However, the kill is always looking in favor of Citizens as Tony and Juice Ice going to be falling on the side of Nevermore. The rally coming out might not be enough. In fact, probably will not. Salieri taking out its Math Pro, and it is just the Diva and Brig on the cart here. The Brig getting knocked around, tossed around. The Hammond going to be throwing the mines onto the point just to create a little bit of spacing. And goodness, it is Nevermore trying their hardest, but it does not look like it's going their way. Math Pro coming in on the Tracer just for a little bit of stall, trying to touch Default, cleaning them up before they can get back though. And it's about halfway through Streets phase for the side of Nevermore.
Yeah. Solid defense coming from Citizens. That was a bit intense, just kind of crazy fights all around, and I think that was just due to Nevermore not being able to use their ultimates effectively and their composition right. I hope that we see better things from them on this defense here. Maybe they're able to do a full hold. I have some confidence in them yet, and I feel like they just need to play around Rory. He's been a really good Zarya.
Yeah, it definitely feels like the condition here for Nevermore is to basically hold at first. They can give up as many ticks as they want as long as they don't give up that third one, because it feels like, you know, halfway through Streets phase is not the longest trek, especially the farther back you start getting, the more insurmountable it looks because of the walk back time. But they didn't really make it that far through Streets, so I think their best bet going to be the first.
Yeah, I think that we might see... Oh, no, we're not going to be seeing a bunker comp come out from Nevermore. I was hoping that we'd see a bunker comp, a lot more defensive than Ghost comp would offer. A lot of defensive healing, not a lot of ways that you can really get into it other than maybe an EMP or a Nanoblade, both of which are kind of counterable in a way.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be seeing these attack heroes coming from Citizens. I think they're a bit trolling. What do you think?
I
Overtake?
want to believe in Eincrow, but saying
Okay.
that they just popped their ability, that's what tells me it's not going to happen.
Oh, that's fine. This is still cool. This is still nice. We're seeing the quad DPS coming out. Sombra, Widow, Pharah, and Tracer. All going to be on the flank. All going to be going from different angles. This is going to be super effective. And defaults. Wow, already getting that pick.
Yeah, Citizens looking much more aggressive, looking to get onto point much sooner than the side of Nevermore the first round. Nevermore playing around these corners a little bit more conservatively. And, ooh, Salieri getting caught out. The shield bash just clipping them, stopping them dead in their tracks. That is going to be it. Camboyo getting brought low too. It's looking like they're gonna let that Mercy get away, it seems. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very interesting, very close.
I get the DMAC. Ooh.
Rack Attack also getting the kill on the Vanguard. That might be crucial. The healing on Salieri coming through from Camboyo just to keep that hand alive. Yeah, it needed to be to where Nevermore got onto point, but they're just getting knocked back and forth. Get brought so many different directions, and Rack Attack getting 2 kills. Once again, the Pharah falling at the end of the barrage, but they're going to be willing to trade that as they are getting the kills to go in their favor. It is now going to be all Citizens on the point.
Quick, calculated, pretty clean, pretty clean. I think that Salieri fed, absolutely fed. He could. We're gonna talk about it at the champions thing if they win the series. That was a big feed. That first initial fight, he got caught on one of the things, but. Frosted with the Sombra going to have the EMP. They have their win conditions for the next fight, and there's not much to go on if Tony gets EMP'd, because Tony has the Transcendence, and that might be all well and dandy, but wow, Rory getting caught out immediately.
Yeah, that's crucial, and Tony is going to get caught out. Default easily cleaning them up. Back Vanguard getting hit with a Pulse Bomb with the follow-up from Salieri. It's looking like it's going to go all in favor of Nevermore, yeah.
Of Citizens.
Of Citizens, excuse me.
Yeah, they're just going to take this map. They're just going to take this map right now. I don't even think that Juice Eyes can touch. He might be able to, maybe.
Essel popping that rally, and oh my goodness, Juice Eyes just getting there in time. The Diva Vanguard taking out Rack Attack. That Zenyatta will not be there, although from the looks of it, Citizens might not be too bothered by this, but as I say that, the kills are going to start coming through for the team for Team Nevermore. And, Citizens are just going to back off, get another go at it.
Yeah, that was so close. You see 1.16 meters is going to be moving a little further back here. But, yeah, if we came down to one of those things that, like, in my plat games where it's like, if you had more than one person on the payload, we would have won this game already, It was only one person for, like, the longest time here. Oh, well.
It's just the way it goes. Now we're going to be seeing the side of Nevermore taking a little bit higher ground. Winston Diva here. Salieri trying their best to get up there through the elevator the good old-fashioned way. And we're going to be seeing Juice Eyes pop that Primal, already brought down to about half. And they really need to make sure somebody maintains this cart. Juice Eyes going to be bullying about 5 members of the opposing team while Camboyo gets cleaned up, just trying to get on the cart. Frosted trying to get away, barely does, but Rack Attack taking down Rory might be the turn. Oh, big pin from Sally. Looks like it will. The Transcendence not going to be coming out from Rack Attack. It's looking like Citizens think they can take this, and I wouldn't have to say I disagree. Juice Eyes getting cleaned up by Rack Attack as well. Tony bringing up the Transcendence, perhaps just a second too late. Going to be getting pinned by the side of Salieri, but not going to be able to get back in time. That's going to be it. We're going to be seeing Citizens take it again.
Yeah. They're going to go up 1-0 in this second best of 3. And another solid game where they defend well, and they have a very good offense. Default on the Zarya here. Where did the Zarya go? Is that just me, or was the Zarya not there?
It may have just been a graphical error client side.
Okay.
But, yeah, I got to give it up to Citizens, because they certainly did not have to win it with this fight. They had a lot of time on the time bank. They see their opening though. They see that one member is down. They still choose to turn around, commit ults, and collapse on it. And that's massive. That's what won them.
Yeah, I love that. It makes entertaining fights. It's not the best decision. Like, if you're up against better teams, that will not work against them. They will come back. If you cannot absolutely destroy them, they will come back and take fights that you don't think they would. But in this case, they are able to take it. Citizens are on match point. They take one more map, they win the entire series. I just want to remind everyone, make sure to vote for your MVP in the Twitch panels on the bottom left. Reward for winning, people are asking in the chat, is,
So
I believe, $500, right?
So for first place, it's going to be $400. For second place, it is $150. And if I'm not
That's
mistaken, third place would have been $50. But yeah, both these teams, competing for that extra $250. I mean, they're both locked in for second place at least. So at least they're going to be walking away with this with some, cash in hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm actually glad that we've been putting money into this tournament. It means we saw more serious teams, not a lot of forfeits from the past tournament, and specifically we've been seeing very solid gameplay, very controlled gameplay. It looks like we're going to be going to Oasis, and I personally love this map. It's going to be control, it's going to be crazy. Maybe we'll see some different team comps coming from Nevermore, and we'll for sure we'll be seeing a lot more scrappy gameplay. What do you think, Sir Waltham?
Honestly, the way Nevermore's been playing, they seem to be kind of leaning on the Mei a lot here. Like, we saw it at Hanamura, we saw it at Lijiang. I think that we, at least on the University map, if I'm not mistaken, the name of it, we might be seeing it at least there. That has some pretty decent chokes to kind of catch enemies off guard with that Mei. As for the rest, I'd like to see some aerial capabilities. That high ground on Gardens, if I'm not mistaken, also very good. And we will be hopping into our first sub map here. It's looking like it's going to be that Gardens map, or not the Gardens map. What's the name of this map?
It's
I always call it Gazebo because there's a giant gazebo in the middle.
Yeah, this is the hardest control point. Please forgive us. I know University, and I know. Oh my God! I'm not gonna Google it, guys. Stop. It's dome. Okay, it's dome. There's a dome in the middle.
It'll be dome for sci-fi. Dome for sci-fi. Gazebo for
gazebo.
We're the casters. We get to build the
this
narrative.
This is my favorite control point because there's cars that can kill you. Now, cars never kill people in this map, but if they do, I go crazy. So I'm sure our producer will be very scared to talk about, to turn my volume down very quickly if it comes down to a car. If you see any semblance of cars refuse to doing an amazing job, make sure to turn me down. You can turn me down to 5%.
Gonna be seeing the teams roll out. Both kind of have similar comps in mind.
Crazy comps. Doofist from Rory.
Yeah, I like it. The Pharah coming through. My personal favorite. Gonna be liking it. Pharah's immediately taking to each other in the skies.
Speeds.
Yeah, Eincro immediately cleaning up Rory. The hack trying to come out from his side. Yeah, wow, these kills back and forth. Eincro just doing a massive amount of killing here. The kill going on to Salieri, but it will be picked up by Camboyo. And once again, Citizens looking dominant in this fight.
Eincro is hacking. This is insane from Tracer. We almost never see some kind of Tracer play like this. Already up to 100% when everyone is like in their 20s and 30s. Tony is going to swap to the Moira for some additional healing and survivability. But holy moly, Eincro has been putting on a show. This is like immediate MVP material for me. And oh my God.
Yeah, taking out Vanguard, camping that translocator, that's really crucial. Default also following up with showing that Eincro not the only default on this team. Also going to be punishing Eincro for that little bit of aggression, but Camboyo repairing that repairing that punishment. Default taking down Essel in perhaps a little bit of vengeance for their fallen Tracer, who did get brought back up, but we won't talk about it.
This is impressive, though. This is some impressive gameplay.
This might be some of the most aggressive we've seen Citizens. They've been pushing, but they continue to push up here. Salieri getting the mines up already, and we are not seeing them back off anytime soon.
They can't even leave spawn. It's so hard.
Eincro taking out Juice Ice because of the slam from Salieri, and the Mercy. It's Mathro going to be taking a drop off the map. Default taking down Essel, and man, Citizens just will not let up here. We're seeing members of Nevermore just throwing themselves off the map. This is looking brutal.
I think this is mental boom. I don't think they have a snail's chance of making it. And holy moly, this is crazy coming from Citizens. This is the most dominant gameplay that we've seen coming from them. Pulse Bomb coming through, not getting any value off of that, but just insane gameplay all around. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, mines coming out from both sides. Both going to kind of be taking out each other's with that slam. However, the EMP coming out from the Sombra are going to be landing onto Tony and Juice Ice, who I imagine going to be getting cleaned up very shortly here, but it's not even going to matter. Nobody from near point, and that's going to pretty much be it for Citizens. They're taking first point 0 to 100.
I think they've gotten like 5 or 6 kills that entire match, and 2 of them were at the very last second. Yeah. Holy moly, Eincro is nutty. Someone needs to pick this guy up, because this is like non-gameplay gameplay. He's playing so well, the other team literally can't play the game, and I didn't think we'd see this level of stomp from the last map of this last grand finals set, you know?
Yeah, it's looking really rough. It's looking like Nevermore not going to be running the Hammond this time around. I can't blame them given the coming out of Frosted, but we'll have to see moving forward. All right, and it is going to be the teams kind of setting up here once again. Rack Attack taking to the sky alongside with Isol. Gonna both be kind of shooting at each other. Juice Ice getting brought dangerously low. Not gonna quite be brought down, however. Frosted will, however, and it's going to be kills going in favor for Nevermore. At least that was the case before a couple of kills started going for Citizens, and the reses came out. Salieri taking down Vanguard, and once again, Citizens not losing a single life here, and it's going to be them taking point. That's going to pretty much be it. Looking like they're setting up to get a little bit more aggressive once again. Not as aggressive, though.
Yeah, holy moly. It looks like another dominant attack. They didn't get too many kills off of that first attack here, but we have Default on the higher ground, really set up for this soldier play. Immaculate soldier play coming from him. We'll be seeing more of the Eincro on the Tracer. This has been his pocket pick coming to this last map, and it's Math Pro already being taken out very low.
Yeah, and we're seeing low health on the side of Vanguard. Well, Nevermore. But Salieri getting killed, that might be good. But Rory going to be dropped. It's 1-for-1 right now. And the fight's looking a little bit slower. Rory going to be brought up by its Math Pro. There might be some potential for swing back here for Nevermore if they're able to capitalize. Looks like Rory going to be trying to take that high ground. Getting knocked off, however, by Rack Attack. Not even going to be given the opportunity for that high ground. And we are still seeing Citizens get some mean control here. Rack Attack getting brought right back up despite the kills that might be going through. And Citizens still not letting up.
Yeah, this is just oppressive gameplay. We have the EMP coming out from Vanguard. We haven't been talked about ults really so much. Rory has the tactical visor as well to go for some aimbot gameplay. We might be seeing that of value, but S will be taken very low. Frosted was DMX. Good hack. Decent hack.
Yeah, 2 getting EMP'd. Rack Attack and Camboyo getting brought out of the sky. Rory going to be bringing out the Tac Visor, taking down Camboyo. Rack Attack having already fallen. Now we're seeing Nevermore get some point progress. They flipped it a little bit earlier in the fight.
Yeah, they did. They were able to zone out with the Tac Visor as Rory goes down. He's stuck in spawn, hopefully not being able to, hopefully not being spawn camped, but Eincro has the Pulse Bomb as he has been like this entire game, just has the Pulse Bomb up as an ability. Has been taking people out left or right. Rory going to be swapping to the Doom Fist, and there we go. Oh my god!
Eincro sticking Vanguard as soon as that transloc, the Pulse Bomb going out. That is some really smart play. Rack Attack going to be taking down its Math Pro, and the Doom Fist coming out from Rory, not going to quite be enough. Taking down the Sombra, going to be brought right back up, though.
Yeah, this very might well be the last fight of this tournament, so get hyped, guys. Make sure you vote for your MVPs, and here we go. Yeah, Juice Ice has the Primal. Salieri, both tanks having their ultimates in this fight. Frosted trying to farm, but he gets taken down. They're too aggressive. Essel
going to be really opening the fight there. Somebody does need to get on the point, though. It looks... Essel trying to focus down the enemy. Mercy going to be getting the kill. Camboy and we're still seeing Rack Attack get focused down by Essel. Essel really trying their best to pull out all the threats of the sky. Salieri trying to buy just a little bit of stall, not going to quite work, but they need to be careful, they might get caught out.
Yeah, it looks like Nevermore are going to be able to cap. This is some good news for them. They have a couple of ults too, so this is looking quite promising. It seems that, yeah, Citizens kind of playing with their food too much. They have the Barrage and the Pulse Bomb, neither of which are too impactful abilities. Both Tracers really facing it off towards the middle of the map here. And yeah, we'll see how both of these EMPs go. Could very well come down to the last fight here.
Yeah, Rack Attack is looking for a little bit of early damage, landing a couple shots onto Essel in the kill. In kind, Juice Ice popping that Primal just to buy a little bit of space. Gonna absolutely be bully. Essel brought out of the sky by the hack from Frosted, but there's not gonna be enough teammates there to follow up, and it's gonna continue to be Nevermore's hold.
Yep. Last fight for this point, definitely. We have EMP on both sides, Barrage on both sides. Camboyo has the Valkyrie for some AoE healing and damage potential that we might be seeing coming from them. Nice hack!
Yeah,
brilliant hack. Oh.
EMP coming out. It's going to be Barrage versus Barrage taking themselves out with the Pulse Bomb. That might be a crucial mistake, but Nevermore just trying to hold this point for the time being. The res coming out. Essel going to be brought back up. That might be the reinforcements they need. Valk coming out from the side of its Math Pro.
Ooh.
The hack onto Juice Ice going to be brought dangerously low. Not quite yet. Aincro going to be getting the finisher melee kill. Rory taking down Camboyo. There will be no res on the side of Citizens. Things for the Citizens are looking a little bit grim here. This is not what they were expecting. Vanguard taking down Default. Salieri and Aincro going to be the last few on point. Aincro having to use that recall. And it's going to be so close. Rory and Aincro. Rory going to be taking out the win. And it's going to go in the way of Nevermore. We're going 1-1 on Oasis.
Yeah, solid gameplay. Rory really stepping it up there on that Tracer. You could see him kind of warming up through those matches. Seemed to have gotten the better of Citizens there. Aincro, maybe not the best Tracer in this game, but yeah, looks like Aincro going to concede the Tracer matchup, going to go on to the 3-3 composition with Rack Attack on the Ana. That seems to be their staple as we are headed to University. Sir Waltham, this might be very well the last point. What are we thinking?
I'm thinking that it might be likely we see just as many as we did the first time around, but as I predicted a little bit earlier, Vanguard on the May. I don't say I disagree here.
No. It's Frosted and Salieri. Look at them. It's double main tanks. There's no Diva.
Interesting. That's going to especially open up Vanguard and Rari for a lot of big value ults here. The Ice Wall coming up, going to be sectioning off Salieri. Salieri getting pinned and taken down by Juice Ice. That is some good focus fire coming out here. And it looks like one member of Citizens getting knocked down into the pit. However, not going to be too punished for that. And despite the few opening kills, it's still not going to be Nevermore getting too aggressive with this. It is about 4v4 here. Some big fire strikes coming out from Juice Ice, but Juice Ice getting brought dangerously low. You hate to see it. Frosted taking down Juice Ice with that Primal, and it's going to be Citizens getting first cap, but a little bit of contest coming through from Nevermore still, and it's not going to work.
Yeah, solid gameplay from them. They're able to get a lot of value off of the Primal. Frosted been doing really well. We saw Salieri early on in the first set of matches, doing very well with the Winston on Hanamura defense. Rory, though, really outclassing Default when it comes to Zarya, already up to 80% in this matchup. Nevermore have a lot of ults to work with, and really, Citizens, they don't have the Transcendence to counter any of these, so we'll see how this goes.
Or the Matrix, we're going to be seeing the May ult come out. It's going to be catching out Aincro, who does have that rally currently going. There is a little bit of focus onto Aincro, however, not quite able to be taken down. Frosted going to be taking down Tony, however. The pin coming out from Juice Ice, followed by the Earth Shatter, is going to be taking down 4. This might be the cleanup that was needed from Nevermore. However, we've seen this team come back from scrappier fights. However, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Rack Attack going to be the last one on point, and it's now going to be Nevermore taking it.
Yep, they're going to cap this back up at Citizens 55%. Default, however, coming up on that Graviton. It seems like he's been a little slow with the Graviton charge. Maybe it's just because it's the double main tank and you don't have that kind of suppressiveness from the Diva, the defense matrix coming out. But yeah, Frosted trying to do what he can with the high ground. Beautiful anti-nade.
Big anti-nade from Rack, going to be getting 4 members. It's Math Pro cleaned up of it. Frosted absolutely focusing. down is probably the kills that is needed. Salieri now trying to build up as much ult charge as possible, swinging for the fences, and it's gonna once again go to Citizens after just one fight.
Yeah. Solid. They didn't even use too much for it. They just used the primal and they got a really good anti-nade and they were able to deflect it. The thing about not having D.Va on this Nevermore composition is the anti-nades from Rack Attack are getting so much value. And we see the Blizzard coming out from Vanguard. That's going to get the maximum value because there's no D.Va. But here's the Graviton. Beautiful nade.
Yeah, the Mei answering with the Blizzard in response. Aincro, Salieri, and Frosted all going to get frozen. However, going on to none of them dropped instead. A big shatter coming through from Salieri. Going to be knocking down 3. The fight going back and forth, but it's all going in favor in terms of kills for Citizens.
Is this it?
This might be it.
Vanguard trying to get out. Essel trying to make his way out, but the wall is stopping them. They're stopping their own attack. And this will be it. Citizens will take the series and will be our Overwatch Watchers Brawl 5 champions.
Yeah, much congratulations to Citizens. It was looking pretty dominant from them all around. I think there were a couple points we saw Nevermore look competitive, but I would say certainly not for the entirety of the match.
Oh, beautiful shatter. You didn't even see them animation because he was frozen halfway out of it. And Default with the cleanup really on that last fight, able to get that play of the game. Guys, make sure to vote for your actual MVPs down in the bottom left panel. We'll be getting that in shortly, getting all those votes talented, and we're going to be getting an interview from Citizens. They'll be in here shortly.
Yeah, I'm going to be asking the entire team of Citizens to come into the caster booth. It's going to get a little bit crowded in here.
Oh yeah, it will.
Certainly going to be expecting a lot of different voices here. But Sai, did you have any particular plays that you thought were just incredibly massive going in from that fight?
I think that wombo
round.
combo on the first map on Li Zhang to win out Li Zhang for Citizens was amazing. That really started off the tempo from Citizens, and I think it gave them an edge into these further maps as well. They've been playing some brilliant Overwatch, and I'm super happy that they won. The better team and the more skilled team will be seeing Nevermore, hopefully in more tournaments. Hopefully in the following one. But yeah, good plays coming from them. But yeah, unfortunately, they're going to end up at the second place. Still get a bunch of cash prizes. But Citizens, how are we doing?
Hello.
Pretty good.
We're good.
Oh, just wonderful.
Hello. Holy moly. Let's go back and let's talk about that Li Zhang Wombo combo. What the heck happened there?
I think that's more
Guess what I'm
Sal's point to elaborate.
I mean, we kind of just had Frosted and Kimboyo stall the point until the rest of us could come back with our ults. Because we knew we could let them cap and just stall the overtime until the rest of us came back. And once we came back with the Transcendence, Grab, and Shatter, there was pretty much no way Nevermore could win.
Yeah, that was some pretty effective, kind of run back coming through. It genuinely looked, at least from a spectator's point of view, like Nevermore had that when they got the flip, but then just as you said, the 3 ults came in to grab the Shatter and the Trance, and it was impressive coordination, I'd say, at least from my point of view. I don't know if we asked you guys this, but how are y'all feeling after that game? You guys feeling all right? You feeling pretty good, or
Pretty alright.
Pretty
I'm feeling,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
I think we could have played a lot better in certain parts.
Okay, Default, calm down.
But you know,
well, I mean,
We don't talk about City Center.
Or
Or wait, was it Gardens that we lost?
It was Guardians.
Yeah. Either way.
yeah,
Emoting at spawn isn't the optimal play.
Look, Frosty, you got picked first in like 4 fights there. I don't want to hear you
Listen, I don't
talking.
want to talk about it.
inter-team toxicity coming through here. I'm glad it's just.
Yeah, we're gonna see some roster changes.
We're dropping Sal.
Yeah, but with that being said, I mean, you guys seem like you breezed pretty easily through it. Was there any one map that you think Nevermore kind of gave you more business than perhaps the rest, or there was one map where they kind of made you guys sweat a little bit or anything like that?
I would definitely say Legion Tower.
Yeah,
Lijiang,
We were just adjusting to the Maygoats. you don't see people using it that often, and we play pretty aggressively, so we just need to remember to tone it back. So it's just kind of an adjustment period for the most of that map.
Yeah, it was easier on Gardens when we could run DPS into them, but especially on Control Center and on Night Market, it was a lot harder because it's really, really fine choke points around the objective, and it's very, very hard to like coordinate all those little pushes to get through them so that we make sure we don't get walled, plus the combo. So.
Sure. Once you guys recognized that they kind of leaned on the Mei a little bit, would you say that it became a lot easier to kind of play around them? Because I talked about it with Chase Sci-Fi a little bit, and it was kind of noticeable that they like when I noticed that they were running it on Hanamura, I was kind of like they might be a little bit more strong with this than otherwise.
Right. When they have Mei instead of Diva, you can do a lot more with like DPS and Ana. It's like whenever they ran Mei, we pretty much just either went DPS comp or Ana goats. And either way, it works out better for us, because when we're on Ana goats, we get free antis, and when we're on DPS, they can't block any of the spam, because they have no matrix. So once their Rhine Shield's dead, they pretty much just fall over.
Yeah, I mean, I would generally say we saw some pretty decent support play coming through across the board, but I guess we noticed it at the last map, but what was the thought process, if there was a heavy thought process behind it, between the two main tanks, Winston and Rhine?
Well,
Go ahead.
there wasn't that much thought put into it. It was pretty much just that they banned Diva, and we used to use that comp like a few months ago. We used to use that comp at that point, so we're just like, might as well.
Just lean back on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. But yeah, I mean, that was just some pretty good gameplay overall. I'm definitely not disappointed. I gotta admit, I'm a little disappointed longer, because I would have loved to see more, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. We would have gotten maybe 2 or 3 more maps in. But Chase, do you have any more questions?
Just that, what are you guys gonna spend your money on?
Ooh, good question.
Food.
I'm probably not gonna use it, honestly. I'll probably forget it's there in a couple days.
Save it for college is what you said.
Some fresh J's. Okay, I don't really know.
Hashtag
I'll have to
responsible
save up.
spending.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
That college tuition, you know.
Oh yeah, that's
Half the poverty really hurts. So.
that's
It'd be
that's
that
too,
way.
Yeah, they're pretty
that's
good.
too true. All right.
Anchor,
Well,
is that the first thing you've said in here?
No, that's not.
Okay.
Shut your mouth.
I don't
You're
think
just
I've heard your
loud,
voice a
man.
single time.
Okay, Sal, wanna fight?
I don't give you permission to speak, Anchor. Please go back to your cage.
Shut up, yeah.
all right. We're not going to be able to stream live fist fights here on the Watchers Brawl. So unfortunately, gonna have to wait to take it back to the team locker rooms, or however you guys prefer to settle all of that. But with that being said, I think we
on Minecraft.
1v1 in Rust. But I think with that said, we're ready to announce the MVP vote coming in from Twitch, and it's looking like our MVP for tonight, whatever time it is, wherever you're at, it's going to be Default. So Default,
Nice.
congratulations.
I
my
kind of got
friend.
robbed, but all right.
It's always hilarious. It's always hilarious.
We were talking about that Winston play on Hanamura. Defensive Winston, pretty decent.
Bro, I had to convince Rack to give me Nano. After we lost those two. They kind of fell out the window. We don't talk about that though.
Oh my god.
Well, that's the way it goes. But everybody, thank you guys so much for hopping in here or just hanging out with us. I know you guys might have some fist fights to go have.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Yeah, it's
100%.
looking. So overall, congratulations once again to the side of Citizens. Congratulations all around, and we hope to see you guys, progress in the future, whether it's with us or whomst of ever in any capacity.
Yeah, GG's guys. We'll be seeing you guys in the next Overwatch.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah, see you.
Thank you.
guys. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Yep, you guys have a good one.
Likewise.
Love you.
All right, that's just a little weird intro.
Flushed emoji.
And with that being said, folks, we're about to wrap it up here for the Overwatch Watchers Brawl. But for your casting entertainment, it has been me, Sir Waltham. You can catch me on Twitch or Twitter at Sir Waltham.
I am twitter.com/sci-fi. I'll see you guys around. It was a great match, and the last map really put the icing on the cake. That everyone playing DPS and just Citizens rolling them was, wow, that was totally unexpected. I was expecting Nevermore to really give their all there on that last map, but holy moly, just some actual outplays from Citizens. We got some more champions on the roles in the Discord here, so
Yeah.
Congratulations to Citizens.
Yeah, another team added into the Watchers Brawl Hall of Fame as it goes. But don't forget to join us next month, starting on the 3rd, I believe. We're going to be having our Overwatch Watchers Brawl. I think it's number 6 at this point. Good grief, the time has flown. But we're going to be wrapping it up here for tonight. So on behalf of all of us here at the Overwatch Watchers Brawl, thank you guys very much for tuning in, showing your support to us and these teams. And we hope you guys all have a great night and stay safe out there.
Good night, guys.